Sponsored by Degenerates. What's happening, people? You're tuning into your favorite comedy podcast. It's Comedy by Coincidence. I think it's episode 172. And that's it, man. That's the show. Thanks for being here, everybody. See you next week. Nah, dude, it's your boy, Chris Davis, coming to you live, Davis Studios North, with your boy, the Florida Panther, the Mormon Foreman. He's back at it again. He's back with us, everybody. It's Ty Young.
What's up, motherfuckers?
How's it going, guys?
It's a good day. The troubles at work have subsided. Knock on wood. Very important. No bad juju in this city. I had to smack one of my assistants, metaphorically speaking, not physically, because like every other word out of his mouth was something inducing like bad karma. It's just like it's the "I hope the machine works" statement. You know what I mean? Knock on wood. It's fixed for now. Knock on wood. You know what I mean? Like that negativity, that
negative Nelly.
Yay, it's good, but then that little pessimistic little stab in the neck at the end of the sentence. Yeah. Those people, in my opinion, and this will be controversial, need to get smothered, and I truly mean this, need to get smothered to death by Waffle House smothered hash browns. It sounds like a controversial statement, sounds like we're just feeding the hungry because they're probably just hangry. But no, I'm serious. I want the boiling lava gravy and hot American cheese just to sear out their tongue.
I gotta say this too, that I've been guilty of being a negative Nelly. When you said I want all those negative Nellies to be smothered, I need someone to sit on my face. Let's do that. Let's go. Come on. That's definitely how I should be taken out. 100.
No. For you, I agree. For my coworkers, I'm gonna go with the Waffle House hash brown smothered style death. Because I want them to have instant diarrhea after they die.
It is such a shame that Dr. Evil isn't here because Dr. Evil. Gotta shout out Dr. Evil. Normally, this is like the one episode she's not with us. She loves Waffle House. And she was talking to me Monday through Wednesday about why the hash browns at Waffle House are called smothered. And I feel sorry that she can't be here with us because she'd be like, what the fuck? Why is everybody bringing up stuff I've talked about on the podcasts? Yeah, so.
Well, I'm
what is up?
I'm in the South, and the South have their own code of ethics. Chris, you'll know this after a couple trips of Tennessee, called "The weather is fine outside until the Waffle House closes."
Yes.
You know what I mean? you are A-okay to drive until the Waffle House closes. Once the Waffle House closes, then you start looking at the news.
You got to find somewhere safe ASAP. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, in that regard, Waffle House definitely superior on the sit-down breakfast joints chains. I grew up IHOP, though. IHOP. And you know what's sad? I'm not even going to rep it anymore because they just, whenever you find an IHOP you like, they close and move, you know? So
yeah. The IHOP went dead. And then, you know, the Denny's. See, here's my problem with Denny's.
I hate Denny's. It's the service, dude.
Like, it's service aside. I mean, it's a breakfast joint. If you get service, be happy, right? But it's last time I went to Denny's, and I don't know how the fuck this is even possible, but they gave me an oily pancake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like good oily, like it's butter or syrup. No, like straight up canola oil oily pancake.
Yeah, I'm good on all that, Chief.
Yeah. No bueno. It didn't feel right going in, and definitely didn't feel right coming out. Just leave it at that.
My biggest memory of a Denny's was we stopped there like on the way on a Boy Scout trip to feed the. It's definitely a Boy Scout trip where we had a bus, so it was either like going to Shiloh, Tennessee, or it was going to Washington D.C. I think it was D.C. straight up. So we get out, the whole troop goes into Denny's. Everybody orders at the same time, but since it's like a whole ass troop of Boy Scouts, they're getting them out in tables. You know, like the food. And we were in that Denny's for every bit of 2 hours, maybe even 2.5 hours. And straight up, dude, my food never came. My food, waiting 2.5 hours, I put my same fucking order in at the same time everybody else did. I never got my food. We had to get on the bus and get out of there. I was so upset.
Especially did they pay for your food, though?
What?
Did the Boy Scout leaders pay for your food then?
Yeah, it got paid for, but never got eaten. So it was like, and Chris was too young. And also, nobody listened to Chris back then either. So I was definitely making a stink out of it. Like, what the fuck? Why the fuck?
Oh, so nothing has changed in your life?
No, it's always been shit. So, going on. How's your week been? Where are you at now, buddy?
I am in the great Republic of Texas. You know, arguably the best country inside of America. Arguably.
What part of Texas?
I am in Houston, Texas.
Damn.
Houston, Texas, right along the coast. Work here is always interesting, and that's where we'll leave it. Very interesting. But the town itself, like, if you want to visit Houston, there's plenty of stuff to do.
Yeah.
You know, the Gulf of insert your political beliefs here is 30 miles away or so. It's Houston. You got a whole bunch of space stuff. You got SpaceX over in Austin, not too far away. You got Meow Wolf, which is a really cool art installation type place.
Yeah,
if you want to, have an interesting afternoon. Plenty of parks. Like if you look at the Google Maps attractions, 90% of it's parks. So it's kind of an outdoorsy city. You're allowed to kayak in a river that goes through town.
That's cool.
Apparently it's clean, so that's good.
That's cool.
I don't know. I like the town of Houston. I just don't like working here,
I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds
and it's one of those places where, because of the size of the complex that we're at, is that every department needs to be informed of everything, but that never gets down to the ground floor. So, like, every day I'm arguing with security guards just to get in and out of the place. And it's a hassle. It's annoying, You know how it is. You just want to get in and do your job, and then you got somebody telling you no, and you just want to smack them sideways because you're supposed to be there. But you can't because this is Texas and they believe in guns.
Everybody's loaded. Everybody packing. Yeah, dude. Shit, Missouri's open carry state too, man. You don't got to get a concealed carry to be able to anymore. It's pretty crazy.
Oh no, that's pretty much over with. How is your week going, my man?
Okay, so missed you last weekend. We did have a pod on Monday. We had Schweitzer on. It was good. We had a fun time. Did you watch it at all?
I did not. No.
You should, because it was funny. But I will cover what I need to cover with you from last week, too. So we were supposed to have the first Popular Demand show last Saturday, right?
Yes.
Rained out. We had 5 straight days of raining, and it was at a winery, and we got word the night before that the single road into the winery flooded out and that the venue itself had flooded as well. So there was no venue to be had for a show. Nobody got paid.
Dang.
Boo. It was going to be a big paycheck too, bro. So everybody was bummed. So Popular Demands for a show.
Wait, I'm sorry to interrupt, but did you happen to propose to them lake party? You know what I mean?
No, it was too late. And too many other obligations going on, too. I had a funeral that week, too, that was like, we had family shit family's still in town and doing stuff that weekend for that. It was a nightmare. All right. So the week before that sucked. We had the podcast this week. Now I'm talking about this week. It's just been busy. Again, it's getting into lawn season, so your boy's busy as shit in the mornings, and I got lessons in the evenings, and then some nights I get out of lessons just a tiny bit early so I can rush myself to a rehearsal. And that's the thing that really sucked about the Popular Demand show getting canceled. We did like 2 extra rehearsals leading up to it because we had so many. It was a 4-hour show we were supposed to play. We had 50 songs, we were rehearsing, and you can't get 50 songs in one night for rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
So we did a bunch of back-to-back rehearsals, and we're doing that again this week for Betty's Promise because we got a Betty's Promise house show tomorrow. And it's at my house. So we're not getting paid, but it should be fun. It should be fun, and I am looking forward to it. It should be a blast. It's going to be a barbecue on top of a house party. However, the second we were going to, you know how I was like, hey, I'm pulling up the music, and then I didn't pull up the music, and I was like, what the fuck? My drummer just texted me a little bit ago, and he's like, hey, entering the ring in my corner is a classic double ear infection. I can't catch a fucking break.
I just got a text from work myself. The breaks it's that time of year. It's becoming summer. It's just gonna pile on until fall, man.
Yeah. Problem after problem after problem. I'm sure. How hot? It's probably fucking hot down there already in Houston.
Oh no, dude! It's balmy, like a nice balmy 70 degrees. The wind's blowing in from the east. Like it's almost pristine conditions.
Well, that's what I like to hear. When you said Texas, I was hoping you were going to say Austin for the obvious reasons. Be good.
No. Unfortunately, this trip timing. Well, I might get there Tuesday, but I'm gonna miss the big show, Kill Tony. No matter what I do, there ain't no way I'm gonna get there in time to sign up or nothing like that.
On travel for work. Literally, you can't. I bet it's a fucking nightmare to call out when you're on a mobile job. You know what I mean? So.
That's not an option.
That's what I'm saying. I completely understand.
Yeah, when the corporate sugar mama shells out a good smooth grand and a couple grand in a hotel room, you don't get a sick day.
That's what I'm saying. I'm right there with you. So it's not like you can take. Listen, hey, I'll be right back on Tuesday so that I can catch the show Monday night. No, motherfucker.
Yeah,
it ain't like that.
And it would be a little bit of a different ball game if I was not in charge. But when you want the larger paycheck, you gotta suck a little bit more. You know, she
Yeah.
just wants it a little bit harder, just a little bit more out of you.
Couple
you know
more
what
moves,
I mean?
dude. It's not just the one and done. You gotta have a couple.
Yeah,
reserve.
You know,
Yeah. Anyways,
it's
fuck.
it's not the one performance; it's the overall across time performance.
You're really
You know.
pouring yourself out now, aren't you? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I've had problems every single day of this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like no, that's gonna be a terrible analogy. Never mind.
Go ahead.
All right, okay. Bear with me, everybody. This one's crude. But so far, this city has been like if you were a hooker and you found out you had syphilis, gonorrhea, and chlamydia within 3 hours of each other.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like we're
tough.
taking it hard this week.
Fuck. I'm sorry, buddy. I bet with it being
it's
fucked,
all good. It's all good. I'm looking at the bright side of life because once I'm done with this week, I have a zero responsibility, no cares. Just drive a vehicle city next week.
Nice.
And then, you know, your boy's in Florida for 2 weeks.
Hell yeah.
So
we're going to get back into our open mic routine. It's just going to be crazy.
Back into the open mic routine until I go to Brazil, where it all goes to shit again.
Fuck. And then you'll have China coming up in fall too, or is that?
Yeah, October.
Yeah.
Don't worry. The only difference in time zone for South America will really just be temperature-wise.
Understandable. And cocaine wise. You know what I mean?
No comment from this end. No, I know nothing about it.
That's how you say it down there, though, just so you know. But I would just stay out of trouble. No, dude, actually, fuck, man. In a couple weeks, you're going to be holding down the podcast because I'm going to Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
And we've been over this. We thought it was an island. It's not, bro. It's part of the mainland. Isn't that crazy? I thought it was. I was signing up to go to an island, too. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah.
I saw it on a map.
No idea.
I was like, oh, I'm in trouble.
Are you at least going to be on the beach, or are you hitting the jungles? What are we doing?
It's going to be both, because it's the resort's on the beach, but it's like a fucking 40-minute jungle drive, which probably means it's 2 hours, from the airport to this place. So
Gotcha.
there ain't a whole lot else out there outside of this resort and this casino. So that's going to be lit. I've not been to the casino since 2024, I will say. So, like, if I got to go to the casino, I might as well go in a foreign country. Let's go.
And this is where Dr. Evil would play a loud celebration cheer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's exactly how you're going to lose your homie, because anyways, who knows what games they got down there? That might be kind of crazy, but let's see. It's blackjack. Never mind. I don't know. Who knows what the fuck they got going down there? I'm gonna have to go check it out. I'll report back. House show tomorrow. Chris's house. I will report back on that because that should be wild too. Again, we're barbecuing. I'd say there's only like 10-ish people coming. So not how but party on.
Yeah.
It'll feel like unlimited weed. And then this evening I'm going to make a shit ton, like a double batch of weed gooey butter cookies. Take that in. Ooh. So I know it's been tough. I know it's been rough. But we're going to get so inebriated tomorrow that it ain't going to matter. It's going to be all right. So I will say
relief.
I'm holding off on getting inebriated until after I go to the gun show tomorrow. Because I'm going to a gun show in the morning. We were just talking about open carry and Texas and having guns and this and that. Chris been playing too much Red Dead. We all knew that going into this. We know Chris has been on that Red Dead Redemption life. But Chris, I think I'm going to go get a revolver. Straight up.
A little self protection, or you just want to blow something up?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Okay. If you're playing cowboy games all day, who doesn't want a revolver? One, two.
That's fair.
Two. It's not going to get any easier to get guns. You know what I'm saying?
Also true.
Especially with crazy shit coming up in the U.S. politics. You know, who knows what could fucking happen on that front, you know? Mm-hmm. So, if you want guns, I say go get them now responsibly, if you can responsibly have and whatever. So, but.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing truly stopping me is that responsibility side of it. Can't be too responsible when you're living in and out of hotels.
Yeah, if you can't trust yourself with guns, living alone or whatever, don't get a gun. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But whatever, what is it? So, anyways, that's what I know on that front.
So we got Betty's Promise house show tomorrow. Everybody show up to Chris's house. Did we happen to get the Vineyard like a rescheduled date?
No,
or they just...
and that's the other extra shitty part. You know, is that there has been zero. We've tried reaching out to them. There's been no further communication, which has been just devastating. You know what? They're getting their shit together. They might not even be reopened yet. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it might be a second before they have something.
They're all the things we tell ourselves when we're like, why the fuck aren't they hitting us back?
Yeah.
But I do think we have a date in June for popular demand for a different show in Illinois or something like that. But I don't actually know. It's like June 8th or something like that. So, but I don't have the details, so I can't really plug it. Oh, I plugged your dates last weekend.
Oh, nice. How'd that go?
That was a fun one. Elizabeth, we thought about it after we did it, but it was like we probably shouldn't tell all the different dates, what dates and times and places he's meeting other girls, because. And then we were like, we had to explain. Ty is a man who, look, he doesn't play around, and he's not playing games with y'all, but
it's one of those, like, if you dig hard enough online, you can find anything. So it wouldn't surprise me. You know,
Schweitzer
show up.
Let's
dates, make it a threesome. You know what I'm saying?
I was surprised you weren't going that route, but it just seemed like, anyways. It was like Elizabeth on Monday, Sarah on Tuesday. You're supposed to meet up with Susan on Thursday or something like that. And we got to that one. We're like, well, shit, maybe we shouldn't be telling all these girls about this, but whatever.
I don't actually travel for work. I'm just bouncing in between all my wives across the U.S. all the time.
No, it would make sense. Of my college friends, you would have for sure become the gigolo. You know? You're just smashing MILFs across the U.S. the way God intended it. So, should we do some comedy news?
Yeah, let's do some comedy news. It's been a while, so we got some.
Well, yeah. Let's see what you're bringing to the table, my man. What do you know about? You got specials?
We got some special announcements. You got Anthony Jeselnik. He dropped a special. You got Bert Kreischer, Rich Voss.
I actually really like Rich Voss.
Let me see here. Tony Hinchcliffe is supposed to drop something towards the end of April, early May, I believe.
Here's the deal: is he's got three or more episodes of Kill Tony that are going to be shot and premiered on Netflix, and then his special is going to drop on Netflix too.
Yeah.
We covered that last week a little more in depth. I don't remember a whole lot, though, outside of that.
And then
Farrah Abraham.
I watched so many these past couple of days because I had access to Netflix again.
Nice.
I can't even remember them all.
It's just been on a tear.
Oh, crap. What's his name? I rewatched Pete Holmes. You know, he's a good Midwest comedian. probably his more, I don't want to say dirty, but more profanity-laced material is the one I watched on Netflix. What else? Oh boy. Somebody else just dropped something. Really big name. Ari Shaffir. I watched Ari Shaffir's
America's Sweetheart.
stand up. Yep, America's Sweetheart. Love the premise all the way through. Love the premise. Think positive thoughts. Think it's a great premise. And then as far as other news go,
Yeah, we love Ari in this household. Shit, I met him and shook his hand. It's pretty cool.
let me see here. Mike Birbiglia, he's more of a storyteller, stand-up comic. He's doing his next special on Netflix again. Let's see here.
Carlos Mencia appeared on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Well, that's interesting.
That was interesting. I haven't watched it. I should. That legendary beef between those two at the Comedy Store in particular.
It would be nice if they,
set it
had
aside.
a reconciliation.
What else do I know? I'm trying to think of comedy news that we need to address this week. Our Lord's Week, April fucking 7th through 13th. Comedy news. I feel like somebody died this week. A bunch of people died this week, I'm sure. I mean, we're all human, right? This is why we need Dr. Evil. An episode without Dr. Evil is not a true episode. But we're doing. Hey, man, we hold it down. We really do. But I am not seeing any comedian deaths and when I search comedy news, it kind of sucks dick.
Yeah, it's a lot of fluff articles. I don't think we can rely on the Googs anymore,
Yeah, so sometimes you got to go funny news or we got to go local, St. Louis news. Here we go. Anheuser-Busch stopped sponsoring Pride Fest in St. Louis, and then, which is huge, and I feel like that's coming from the whole crackdown on DEI in a federal level, right? But I can understand that they're like worried that they can't receive their federal funding, grants, whatever, if they fund Pride Fest. However, a whole bunch of local businesses and bars, venues included, have all boycotted AB products, Anheuser-Busch products. So it's kind of crazy how they doubled back on that because they got in a whole lot of heat from the right side, from the Dylan Mulvaney Budweiser ads, 2 or 3 years ago, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
But I feel like that's, in this day and age, it's like a separate category. Not that humans belong in a category or anything like that. It's just like gay and lesbians are vastly far more accepted in America than trans, I would say.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, it's kind of weird that they just are blanketing the whole move. It's either like them just leaving all politics and stuff and it's just like, you know what, we advertise on sports and that's it. Except our yearly Christmas commercial, always. You can't miss out on the Clydesdales. But it's, I don't know. It's also one of those, like, if you're a business depending on government grants to survive, I feel
really
like
running a
you got a
business?
problem inside the business.
But anyways, my thing with it was, okay, you just isolated yourself from the right base that really loves beer. You're going to go and really piss off the left guys, who held it down for you the last 2 years or whatever.
It feels like a pre-sale move. You know what I mean? A little
Feels like
sabotage,
nobody-
drive down the price.
No, and I don't think you should be. Here's the deal: is it good? Is it a quality product? I don't think people should be buying shit because of their political ideology. What the fuck? You know what I mean?
Also true, but that's a pretty good question, Chris. Is it good? Is it really good? You know what I mean? Now,
is Bud Light actually good? Fuck no. You know what I mean? It's all just piss water to Chris.
It's cheap. It's cheap. That's what people like about it.
You know
it's
what?
cheap.
You're right. And it's not Natty Light, which is even worse.
You know, it's low tier but not bottom shelf. Now, historically, I've been a cocktail guy. So, if Budweiser comes out with a slammin' bourbon, I'm all of a sudden back in.
Bro, okay. And hey, everybody, I know it seemed like we talked hot water topics there for a second. If you notice, we didn't say anything hateful, and we love you guys, all of you. Black, white, gay, lesbian, trans, whatever. So, we're behind you here. Okay? But I might still drink Bud Light because I can afford that. That's about all I got, Fuck, there's tariffs going right now. What are we doing? Let me drink the cheap stuff, guys.
Yeah, I feel you.
But
but comparable price. You could always just get the King of Beers. No, I think their Logan is King of Beers. I might be wrong, but aptly described just as beer hams. Hams, not a bad beer. Comparable price to Budweiser.
Right on. And then, you could always go Falstaff, right? So.
Never had her.
No, it's not. I don't think it exists anymore. That was dumb. Anyways, let's see. Oh, I wanted to tell you this. You'd be proud of me. Dr. Evil and I, we closed down a bar. Like, is that how you say it? Is when you stay all the way till they close?
Yeah, you closed it down. Yeah, you closed it out.
Bro, we ain't never. First of all, never did that in college. Second of all, weren't even trying to. We just ended up at the bar at 11. And I think it closed at 1:30? 1:30? I can't remember. But went
Very
for
proud of you.
Went for karaoke night. People were buying us shots. It's kind of crazy. Had a Jello shot after already having beers. That's crazy for Chris. I by the way, when people be buying Chris shots, they're like, "Hey man, you want a shot of this?" And I'm like, "No, no, thank you. No, seriously, please don't. No." Like I'll say it 5 times, and they still buy it for me. So when it's there, I don't know. Fuck, you spent the money on it. God damn, Like
yeah.
yeah.
It sounds like
Go
between
ahead.
you and Dr. Evil, you need to set up a system on who's accepting the free stuff that night.
Well,
who's
we walked.
driving and having
We
a
did
good
walk,
day
so
tomorrow?
it didn't matter. We were both getting sloshed. You know what I mean? Nobody was driving home. This was the bar down the street, so it's all good.
Oh, gotcha.
Straight up, like I'm not even making it up. We didn't even drive. We walked. It was great. Walked home at 1:30 in the morning. Pretty baller, right? I was like, "Oh, we young." Ooh. I'm young, bitch. No, what I was going to tell you. There was a drink. Somebody got me a shot of something called purple. He was like, "Hey, you want a shot of purple?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Purple." And I go, "No." He's like, "Do you know what it is?" I'm like, "No." And he's like, 5 purples. And I'm like, no, stop. I don't even know what was in it. It was purple colored. And it didn't taste like alcohol. But damn it didn't fuck me up. So I don't know what
drink.
I don't know what that was. But
Watch it just be like grape Kool-Aid and vodka.
it tasted like grape Kool-Aid. I ain't gonna lie to you. It probably was just anyways. So that's comedy news, gang. And by the way, Dr. Evil and Chris can still close down a bar. That's what's up. I don't think I can say can still if that was my first time doing it. So,
but I mean, now you just got to go tomorrow. and then seal the deal.
Then we still got it. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
with you. Ty, I think it's your week for Savage of the Week. We've been holding it down for you for a few.
Yeah, it is definitely my week, and it's going to be the first time I ever give the Savage of the Week to any family member, but his birthday was the other day. My father somehow created me a monster. He is this week's Savage. If you want a description of him, just type in sea captain with a beard from Seattle, Washington, and you'll probably find something close enough.
She'll probably be a picture of him. So,
he's busting his ass, keeping my mom alive, which is hard some days. And it's
he's the real savage here.
He's my dad.
With all
What
that
can I
effort
say?
he's putting in. So, hell yeah, dude. Thank you, Dr. Frankenstein Young, for giving us Ty Young Savage of the Week. So, hell yeah, that's a pretty good Savage. That's a nice one. I think you did make your mom Savage of the Week once, though, too.
Mom, I'm sorry, but of course you're first.
Of course, dude. I mean, she's the boss. That's how it be. So, all right, dude. We did it. Ty's got a split here to get back to working a little bit. You guys heard how rough his week is. Can you believe he's got to go back in today and then works 2 more days really long? Bro.
I just wish for lube. That's all I wish. It seems awful dry right now. That's what I'm saying, and that's what I'll leave it at. Over and out.
While you're up there, ask Life what kind of cigarettes it smokes while it fucks you. After it's done, you know? So, anyways, I bet it smokes Cools. Got him, everybody. It's gonna look so dumb in the video because we're running it through Google Meets. It's the video rate is just so slow and lags so much. It looks like you laugh like a full 30 seconds after I pop a joke, dude. Worst audience,
awesome.
Slowest audience ever, dude. It's like doing jokes on the short bus, bro. Takes a second, it sets in. Okay, that one felt like I couldn't tell if you were offended or you going. Okay, we gotta get out of here, everybody. We love you all to death. We're going to have a longer episode for you next week. And Ty Schweitzer wants to see you soon, too. So we're going to get him back in here as soon as I can. So we'll make it happen. You have a great rest of your week, buddy. I love you. Mad love, everybody. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. You know what? Don't tell a friend. Kidnap a friend. And then make them watch the fucking show. Your favorite episode. I don't care which one. You know? But... that's my
producer's note for the show is that the Comedy by Coincidence crew and cast are not responsible for any kidnappings or anything you happen to choose to do. But kidnap your friend.
Make them subscribe. Thank you.